Cruz here, your life applications officer.
Number one, anyone that's been watching my channel knows that I'm not black conscious. Neither do I, baby, spoil or agree with black people.
I'm so hoarse. Just wanna thank you, Lord, that I can breathe today. Oh, I can breathe.
Leroy Cruz.
I love me some white people.
Leroy Cruz.
I love me some white people.
That's another dumb thing that black people jump. That's another dumb thing that black people jump. Leroy Cruz.
I love me some white people.
Leroy Cruz.
Black.
Next to every good black person is a fuck.
I just wanna thank you, Lord, that I can breathe today. Yes, I can hear because of all you've done in me. Now that's just a piece of the song.
Look here, you stepped into Dragnauct territory. I'm the mob, nigga. Leroy Cruz. I'm the mob, nigga. Leroy Cruz.
I love me some white people.
I'm superior than a lot of blacks because I follow the right culture. Leroy Cruz. I'm the mob, nigga. Leroy Cruz.
I love me some white people.
You know, I've seen these atheists act like a bunch of fags. Leroy Cruz. I'm the mob, nigga. Leroy Cruz.
I love me some white people.
A woman flashing her beauty. That's like walking in a room with dog treats. Like, why are you bringing those in here? Are you trying to tease me with treats, or what are you doing?
And even clean
I think women are naive.
because of all
I love Jesse Lee Peterson. I think he's got a great mind.
you've done
Need to watch your mouth. Need to watch your goddamn mouth.
to me.
And I'm thinking, brothers, sisters, somebody know this lady. Come get your dog. Like, call off your dog, man. Get her out of here, you know.
Leroy Cruz, your life applications officer, signing off. Give me something and I'll write a video about it. God bless you. Good night.
All right, yeah, sorry about that. So I have to go into Restream and manually select the video after I've already sort of staged it on YouTube, and sometimes when I do that, it does not save. So that's what ended up happening, because if you don't do that, it defaults to your last video that you've done, and it just pre-fills all the shit. So that's why you saw it with the shanty description and title and all that stuff, because that was the last one evidently that I had done. So yeah, so I fixed it. That video is gone, and there you go. You don't have to sit through the whole fucking intro again. So people were asking or requesting or demanding, whatever you want to say, I do a D-Roy video. I sort of slowed down doing D-Roy videos for a few reasons. People said a lot that it's hard to listen to him, which is true. It is actually difficult to sit there and listen to him struggle through a sentence. And it's because he talks so fucking slow. And when he does manage to get out words, or at least certain phonemes, it's not very clear, because he's not really that well educated, which, okay, fine. But even when you give him a lot of leeway, you say, all right, I get it. You know what? This person's, he's very loose with language. Let me just sort of give him the benefit of the doubt and smooth this over. There really doesn't seem to be a central thesis that you can ascertain from any of it, because he doesn't have a stream of consciousness that's easy to follow, or at least coherent, or at least cohesive with what's being said overall for the duration, the 30-minute or 45-minute duration. None of the stuff that he's saying, like acting concert with one another, moving toward a central thesis that you can figure out, right? So it's a struggle to listen to, and then he wonders why his videos don't get a lot of traffic. That's because it's difficult to listen to. But he thinks that because I've addressed this many a time in videos, and he thinks that I'm just being mean, and everybody else because he would watch my live chat, and everybody else is being an asshole and they're not Christian. Same shit that G-Man says. It's every excuse in the world other than you don't know how to communicate effectively. I get it. The people in your life who love you a lot, give you a whole lot of leeway because they don't want to tell you that you are an ineffective communicator, and that people at your job probably don't care enough to tell you. But it's just a fact. It is just a fucking fact. So, but it's 7 a.m. I think it's 9 here. It's 9 a.m. here. What time is it in Germany? Oh, it's at 4:21. Is that a.m. or p.m.? It's okay. Actually, no. Actually, if it would be 16, it'd be p.m. Okay, so it's 16:21, so it'd be 4 p.m. 4:21 p.m. All right. I just woke up a little while ago, but you just woke up. That's terrible. You should be industrious because that's what German people are known for, right? Especially the railway system. Let's see. Yeah, didn't know there was a new Amway video. Yeah, so me and the wife were up because she's getting ready to take off in a bit and go with my mother and my aunt to the casino in Louisiana. So I said, yeah, just go ahead and turn on that D-Roy video. Because I had heard of Amway, but I'm not really familiar with it. I mean, I see the Nutrilite thing, and I was like, or Nutrilite, whatever the fuck it is. I've seen that on people's cars, and I think my cousin was talking to me about it one day. I was like, I'm not that familiar with it, so I probably got, both of us sitting there listening. We probably got maybe 9 minutes in the video. I'm like, this is stupid. So I went to his Cruise for Christ channel because that's where we're on right now, and I saw this other one. And of course, you see over here the titties, the chick showing her cleavage, which she's actually showing off an article of clothing. She just so happens to have a nice set of titas, and of course, the wife was joking. It's like, where does he find these images from? And I was like, oh, you can reverse image search these images and find out where people got them from. And I'm not sure exactly what he searched to find this stuff, because I found the picture of the chick right there on the right showing off that blouse on Pinterest under the title Bubs, and I was like, why is it under Bubs? And I was like, oh, it's an Indian Pinterest.
Oh, Jesus! What the hell's going on? I mean, what the hell is going on?
I bet President of Europe in his hands is just a regular security guard, not even a supervisor. Not hard to be a supervisor with high turnover job.
Yeah, I think he at one time mentioned that he had some authority to some degree, but I think I'm not too certain, because he doesn't speak as though he's a supervisor, just the fact that he has subordinates. So it sounds, and this, again, he can feel free to correct me, it sounds like he has time on the job and that they give him subordinates to sort of train up people. It doesn't sound like he actually has an official supervisory position, like my cousin, for instance. My cousin's a corporal in the local police department, so he actually does train people as part of his job. That's actually a part of his charge. That's just not something he's assigned to do. But yeah, I don't think so. I don't think that I've listened to sort of how he's spoken about his job and what he does, and it's like, I used to work security and do that shit too. So I'm like, it doesn't sound. I don't think so, Jeremy. I don't think so. But so I'm not sure what he put in, but it was under the title Bubs, which they were trying to phonetically spell boobs. But the other chick, I'm not sure. I didn't reverse image search this other chick over here. Y'all can't see it actually. It's a chick in a red shirt, and it's pretty form fitting, and she's sitting down, but she's sort of sticking her chest out a bit. She could be just like stretching, but you know, it accentuates the chesticular area. But I love watching D-Roy videos where he's talking about dealing with the opposite sex, the women folk, because there's a clear disconnect with what D-Roy thinks and what women actually think. And I don't mean to say that to pretend as though all of womanhood is just a stagnant monolith that all of them abide by. But there are certain things that almost universally amongst women that you'll find to be true, with few exception. And the stuff that D-Roy says, not really encapsulated within that. So I want to get into it, but I'm going to play D-Roy at normal speed for our new folk so that people can see the struggle that it is to actually listen to this guy. Let me make sure. Okay, we're on normal speed. So this one, about 43 minutes long. 43 minutes long. Your post commander security. Yeah. I think you told me about that. So, all right, D-Roy. So the title of this one, if y'all, now that it's updated, are women honest among men? And then I guess the sub heading or the subtitle to this would be, should feminine beauty be scrutinized? Now, given that we are in a society that highly sexualized society, women's beauty is scrutinized every single fucking day. Every commercial you see that features a women's, there's scrutiny going on at some point. The fact that we hyper focus on women's sexuality over men's, there's always scrutiny towards women. I'm not sure where he's even asking this question. Like, I want to be very charitable with this, because the women that I've known, the women that I'm married to, every other woman that I've ever interacted with has pointed out the same disparity between the perception of beauty for men versus women and the standards that exist in at least our American society and a lot of first world nations, actually, right? This sort of puritanical attitude towards sex that's focused, hyper focused in on the female folk. So D-Roy, however, D-Roy, his perspective on any demographic that's outside his own is going to be seen through a straw. So D-Roy's perspective on women are usually going to come from women that he works with. Okay, fair enough. Women that he's related to. Okay, all right. And then any woman that he may be attracted to. Now, in that last category, that's very, very important, because he will dedicate entire videos to one woman that he is attracted to in some way, but then hyper focus on her sexuality, which is a little ironic given the title, but that's something that I've noticed about D-Roy. There was some Instagram, I guess they call them e-thoughts now, I don't fucking know. She's an attractive woman, evidently she's bisexual, and she's just out of pocket. She's kind of like Cardi B, but just 10 times 10. So this man spent a third of the fucking video talking about how he was attracted to her, but how she needs to get her shit together, because her just acting a fool on social media is not very becoming of a lady. Well, that's sort of how she makes her money, so I could see the incentive for her to act out of pocket. But D-Roy could not help to mention how much he would put his penis inside of her if it was the olden days, back when it were the knights and the I don't know, peasant women. If she was a peasant woman and he was a king, what he would do. And I'm just like, boy, there's a reason why people like you should not ever own a film company, Mr. Weinstein. So, but he doesn't. Yeah, basically a creep. Yeah, he is. But don't believe me. Don't believe a word that I have to say. I want you to listen to D-Roy yourself. If you've not listened to D-Roy, ignore everything. scrape it from your mind, strike it from the record. I want you to listen to D-Roy and how he perceives women, because I don't think that it's that accurate, and I think that it's a very myopic view of womandom, but we'll see.
Well, hello. D-Roy Cruz here, Life Applications Officer on my Cruise for Christ channel. I'm doing this video on this channel because I want to talk to Christians as well as those in the secular world who think that everything's okay.
All right, so first off, D-Roy is sort of taking a page out of G-Man's book where he's trying to stratify his content based on the channel that it's on. But I'm not too sure if he understands that that takes a little bit of curating of videos to do. So, like this topic has appeared on his main channel, which is Christian Lives Matter. So I couldn't tell you the difference between the channels, because there's a certain set of themes for a D-Roy video set, I'll say. There are social commentary videos where he's talking about specifically race issues, and you're going to see him denigrate black people. That's just going to happen. That's something that he takes great pride in. You're going to see social commentary on gender and sex, gender roles, sexual orientation, okay? He conflates a lot of those. He doesn't actually know the difference between a gender role and a gender, right? There's obviously overlap. One informs the other in a lot of cases, but he doesn't actually understand that. I've heard him conflate all of them at certain points. You will also hear, outside of the social commentary, political commentary. He can't help but to relate everything to politics. If it's right versus wrong, it's left versus right.
What the hell's going on? I mean, what the hell is going on?
Every president of Europe in his hands video has 3 things: never stay on topic, petty candy stories, and homoerotic fantasies.
Yes, Jeremy Pace is a Dragoon veteran who was around for my very early D-Roy videos, where we figured out that almost every D-Roy video, he cannot stay on topic. There's always something homoerotic about his content. There's something, everything's gay. Even if it's not gay, it's gay. Let me just not be coy, he is a very closeted gay man, if y'all did not pick up on that. And that's my assessment. That's absolutely my assessment. He has admitted to some degree certain things in his past have influenced him in the way that he perceives things, but we'll go over that later. But to me, the way that I interpret that is that he is a closeted gay man. And man, the penny candy stories is just, if you've ever known any old person, especially old men, they will tell you, oh, back in the day, penny candy used to be a penny, and every day, and the kids and the skateboards, and just going stupid shit like that. Who is a bitch on the lower left? That's some hoe. That's just some hoe. She supplies me with lobster bisque from time to time, and so we will exalt her. That's who that bitch is. So, this D-Roy is a very interesting man. He's not unique in that a lot of the things that he says are just kind of copy and pasted from any right-wing blogger that doesn't like minorities and women. So he's not unique in that sense, but he is unique in how he relates it to his life. And I think that's one of the funny things, because he likes to look down his nose at a lot of people, especially other black folks. And given his stature and his stature in life, he can't do that. I can't look down at Elon Musk. Like, it's not going to happen. But D-Roy will in fact do that. And he does not like it when I do it to him. I can't figure out why. So D-Roy does not like me reviewing his videos. He is admittedly addicted to watching it, And I understand that when I first came on here and you could actually do video responses, like there was a button underneath videos to do responses, and people started some of them I didn't like. Absolutely. I'd say stupid shit and people correct me. And I couldn't really pull myself away to not watch that. I had to watch it. So over time, that's just sort of something you get used to. And you become more secure with yourself. And you say, okay, well, maybe I shouldn't just say things. Maybe I should look it up before I say it. D-Roy hasn't picked up on that. So he's a little upset. If you were not around for my initial string of D-Roy videos, you missed a video that you could still find this video on my channel. D-Roy made a video about jailbait. Now, I know what some of y'all are thinking, like, why would he make a video about jailbait? The way that D-Roy uses that particular phrase is that these are people who have certain predilections that would cause them to end up in jail. That's how he uses that. And if you think about it, jailbait, you can kind of see where he'd get that from. But everybody in his life, including police officers, did not tell him that that's not what that term is used for in common parlance. No one said anything to him. And I felt kind of bad because I'm like, it was clear to me that there are people in his life that sort of let him talk. They know that disagreeing with him is a fool's folly. He's one of those guys. He's just one of those guys. He thinks he's right about every fucking thing, and he'll argue you to death or just ignore you when he gets upset because he can't be corrected. He knows everything. He ain't been nowhere and done nothing. I've lived more life than he has, actually, in my first 30 years of living. But D-Roy knows every fucking thing, so they don't argue with him. Sounds like somebody we know. Exactly. It sounds like somebody we fucking know. But that's sort of how they treat him. And so he felt, I get it, he felt a little miffed. Like, why wouldn't, especially police, why wouldn't they tell me? I'm using this phrase all the time, jailbait. You know, and it's like, that should tell you something, D-Roy. If they didn't care enough to correct you, because that's bad. You're over here talking about jailbait, and it means usually underage girls. Like, that gives you a certain stigma. And I would want someone to tell me so I could use a different phrase, but, you know, anyway, I digress. I might review that video again just because it's so funny. But he took the initial video he made about that, he took it down. And I'm thankful he did, because it looked, if you did not understand how he uses language, it looked really bad for him. Really bad. I forgot the fuck I was gonna say too. God damn it.
The title of my video will be, Are Women Honest Among Men? I'll show you what I mean. Should women be given scrutiny about modesty? I used to be heavily addicted to porn. Okay. And for a while I was heavily addicted to porn. And I come out of it understanding that a man can be sexually overcharged or have unbridled sexual desire above other men, regardless of what those other men are seeing every day. You know, I know guys who, you know, they go to beaches all the time. And, you know, and I mean, don't get me wrong, there's this whole thing out there. You can get used to letting women be naked, so to speak, around you, because you feel that they're women, and in their world, their species, where they come from, they have a right to do that. Us men, we have to look at ourselves, as my piano player friend told me, who goes to Florida and he loves to go to the beaches. Not so much to get in the water, but just to be there. To look at, obviously, to be around women being almost completely as naked as possible. And he got on this rant about, well, there's nude beaches out there where you're not allowed to get an erection,
So, I want to let him speak a lot because he has criticized me in the past for not letting him get out a full thought, but I'm like, one sentence for you takes like 3 minutes, so at some point I sort of have to, just for the algorithm. But I wanted to let him get to the piano player part. So there's a person in his life. There are different people. There are different people. Yeah, this is, and I wanted to play this at normal speed. I understand those of you who have listened to him before. This is torture. There are people who have not listened to D-Roy Cruz, and if you've not listened to him on normal speed, then you have to. Everybody has to get. You gotta get skinned in. But so it sounds like the piano player.
What the hell's going on? I mean, what the hell is going on?
Did you catch he just said he was addicted to homoerotic videos?
He didn't say homoerotic. What? He didn't say that, Jeremy. No, he didn't. This fucker. So it sounds like this particular person. I'm trying not to read Joe's comments. You see, his teeth look like shards of glass. All right, maybe lose my train of thought. It sounds like the piano player is trying to articulate a particular point to him that I agree with, which is, yes, women can go to an area and can be attractive for their damn self, or for other women, or because they feel like today is sexy day. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. If she wants to go out there and put on pasties, right, and that beach is like pasties are cool, then maybe that's not the place for me to bring my kid, if I have an issue with that. But it's self-control at the end of the day. It's self-fucking control. It's on you. There's tons of women who are fully clothed. They got some great proportions that, you know what, the pants can't hold that ass. It is what it is. That's what she was born with. It's gonna happen. Absolutely. That you go to work. There's women who are fully clothed, doing their job, not trying to look, and then, you know what? She's it's self-control. That's what it sounds like. That's exactly what it sounds like. This piano player is trying to articulate to him, and it's like, yeah, there are beaches where people can be fully naked, and guess what? You need to practice self-control. You can't have a woman out there watching fucking Long John Dong walking down the goddamn beach with his dick over his shoulder and over there rubbing one out. She can't do that. She got to control herself. So it works for everybody. It's self-control. But this is D-Roy. Personal responsibility and accountability, not something he's too big on.
What the hell's going on? I mean, what the hell is going on?
Funny how he'll refer to his piano player friend, and not the drummer that beat the brakes off him.
I had a feeling. Wilson, did you remember that? Yes. And I'm not going to go into detail about that. That is incredibly petty. And that's one of my favorite D-Roy stories. That the drummer whooped his ass. He had to go run to the pastor like they're school kids or some shit because the drummer whooped his ass. I would have never told that story on the internet. Oh my god, I feel bad for laughing at it. But, oh man, okay, so.
What the hell's going on? I mean, what the hell is going on?
He said he was addicted to adult videos and that men are attractive in the same sentence.
Okay, I'm gonna go back and listen to it after this. Just to be, I'll go back and listen to it. But anyway, I'll just let it play. I'll just fucking.
And there's nude restaurants where you can go in and all the women are nude and all like that, man. Read your Bible, man. You're not supposed to lust after women. I mean,
But that's the point that he's making. You can go to these places and not feel that you can say, oh, okay, cool. I went to a place that a YouTube friend took us to this tea cafe in California, and the women there would take off their clothes. You throw them a few dollars, and they would show their titties or something. There was something that was butt ass. What was my butter? My mother says butterball naked, which is everything. You can see everything, right? And they'll serve you food, and they'll sit down next to you on the bare ass chair and talk to you. And I'm like, okay, that's not really my thing. Like, it's okay seeing titties, but that my dick's not going to get super hard being in a room full of dudes and cigarette smoke and tea. That's not doing it for me. But you don't have to lust after somebody just because you see a fucking nipple. Self-control. And I think, like, just based on D-Roy's response here, he didn't get the point that the piano player was making. Because I see the point that he was making, and it's a very, very cogent point. It's about self-fucking control.
he says it goes both ways.
There we go.
You can't lust after women, but you can't judge them either. You can't lust after women, no matter what they're wearing, no matter how they present themselves, how they carry themselves. You're not to lust after women. Okay? You're not to lust after women, but you're not to judge women either. Let that sink in for a minute. Think about that. You are not to lust after women, but you're not to judge women either.
Okay, somebody said I have a strange hum going on. I think that's my I think that's the fan for my my computer. So let me understand this correctly. So it's the piano player's position, and yes, Sam, the place that I'm referring to was a human trafficking front. If y'all didn't catch that, it definitely was. There was a massage parlor next door, I believe. You can, yeah. Anyway, the piano player is of the mind, and I would love to talk to this piano player just to make sure, because I think I see what he's getting at. So let's say there's two extremes, okay? On the one side, you have people who are going dick on hard. Oh my God, this bitch has some beautiful titties. I want to bury my face in them. But then, oh my goodness, this woman bearing her breasts. Oh God, she's such a harlot. Fuck her. I can't. No. Right? There's two extremes. The scrutiny versus the lust. He's saying don't do either. Don't go in there looking to chastise and denigrate her, but don't go in there trying to bury your cock in her. Right? That's what it sounds like he's trying to get at, which is fair. Be somewhere in the middle. Cool, she's attractive. Do your thing, bitch. Do your thing. You know what? I'm not going there with you, but do your thing. Right? Cool. That's what it sounds like he's trying to articulate, which I think said woman I think she'd enjoy that. I think it's like, cool. This guy's not after my pussy or my titties, and he's not looking to call me a harlot or a slut or, you know what? Cool. Let's go for a drink. Cool. You seem like a great guy. You are fair. That's what it sounds like. But you see, D-Roy here is confused by that. D-Roy here is trying to point out that he thinks that is wrong. That is not the way to interact with a women's. That's not the way. Okay, D-Roy, explain why.
Now, women, it would be wrong for a man. Let me give you an example. Let me play it right back.
I'm going to speed his ass up.
It would be wrong for a man to say that a woman has a certain attitude or personality, or even say that she's a feminist because she's fat. She can't get a boyfriend or a husband. That's why she's a feminist. It'd be wrong. Let me roll that right back. Before you even start thinking like that, let me roll that right back, right? It would be wrong to say that. Oh, well, she can't get a boyfriend, so she's a feminist because she can't get a boyfriend. She's gay because she can't get a boyfriend. She's gay and she's feminist because she don't like boys because boys don't pay her attention.
Okay. I wanted him to get through that, just so now I want y'all who I am going to speed him up a little bit more because 1 1/4 is not gonna. We're gonna do 1 1/2. There we go. All right. How many of you understood what he just said? This is not a new D-Roy video. This is one I've just not covered because I had enough content on this other channel. But how many of you understood this second line of thought, or I should say, line of thought? But how many of you got that? Because I want to point out that D-Roy's way of sort of encapsulating other people's argument is that he will try to use comparison. He'll give you what he feels as an analogous scenario, right? Based on the perception or expectation that's in question. This is sort of his way of like fair turnabout. The problem with that is that D-Roy doesn't actually understand what people are saying. First and foremost, like even with the piano player, he didn't actually understand what the piano player was getting at. There's two extremes, which are just absolute lust and then just dogged scrutiny, and you shouldn't be at either extreme. That's, if I had to sum up what the piano player was trying to get at, that's what it was. D-Roy didn't get that. So D-Roy's now working under some misapprehension of what the guy was saying, and so now he's offering this scenario that features quite a few assumptions, or just presumptions, about what feminism even is. Because I can tell you, whatever you think feminism is, it's not what he's talking about. It's not what he thinks. Keep that in mind. There's a whole video, actually I think there's a series of videos he does on what he thinks feminism is. A part of it he believes is just convincing women to be lesbians. That's not really unique. Again, that's something that he's borrowed from someone else. But you hear that. You hear that in what he's saying now, that women become lesbians because they can't find a man. Now, there are plenty of women in my chat right now who have had tons of penises at any given time, and boyfriends and husbands, and they still like the coochie. That has nothing, like I guess not being able to capture a man has no bearing on their love of the female form at all. But for D-Roy is under a lot, and I mean a lot, of misapprehensions. One of those has to do with what I call the alpha gay theory. Say, okay, Dragnauct, what the fuck is the alpha gay theory? D-Roy is of the mind that gay people, gay men, lesbian women, whatever, the reason that they exist and they, let's say, propagate is through molestation. You say, well, Drag, what the fuck? Yes. D-Roy thinks that is how gay people are born. He doesn't actually think there are people like my brother who are simply born attracted to the same sex. He thinks that at some point in time, molestation happens. But people lie about it or they hide it. But it has to be, that is the catalyst. Molestation has to happen. And then they turn gay. Well, if that's true, then there would have had to have been the very first gay. Molestation would have had to happen at some point. Or at some point, someone had to be born gay. And then that person molested somebody of the same sex, and then it went on from there. But then that begs the question: were there two alpha gays, one lesbian and one gay, one male? Because why would they touch somebody of the opposite sex if that's their predilection? But again, it's not very fleshed out, no pun intended. But that's D-Roy has actually expressed that's how he thinks, and the alpha gay is sort of the inference that I draw from that, because that's the only way that if what he says is true, if what he says is accurate, that's the only way it could have happened. At some point, there had to have been the first one to kick off things. Now, I know all of you who are gay or bi in the chat are scratching your fucking heads, but I don't know. Again, this part of that is just me making an inference about different things that he has said himself. So, be that as it may, that's just something to keep in mind.
See, that would be wrong for me to say that, right? On the flip, it would also be wrong for a man to go up to a woman, and women are dumb about this, very, very naive about this. It would be very wrong because, let me tell you the things, being you hate Donald Trump so much, they throw him in there. Let me tell you the things that Donald Trump understands, that me and Donald Trump understand. Me and Donald Trump understand that a lot of women don't understand. It's just as wrong for a man to go up to a woman and spend all this time talking to a woman, buttering her up, getting her to open up on him, and vent and talk about whatever she wants to talk about when he's only got one thing on his mind.
So women evidently don't understand this. Donald Trump understands this, and so does D-Roy. Thus, you could make a bad argument that you were molested by a woman, and thus it turned you off all women. You become a gay man. That could be the case, Twilight. That could be the case. Except for D-Roy, it doesn't really seem that that's a part of his depiction of it. And again, this is just sort of loosely based off of things that he has asserted, and him being offered a young boy by his gay friend that died, evidently, of whatever circumstances. So that could be. You got a point. Can you request that D-Roy start using a downward camera angle? I'm eating and I don't want to be able to see right up the man's nose. Yeah, see, he's gotten a little bit better at that. This is an old video. He's gotten a little bit better, so because he did comment on people talking about his nose hair. But it's so D-Roy. The comment about women are naive in the theme song, that's a very, 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 very common point of contention between D-Roy and literally every woman that he talks to. But D-Roy somehow, I guess, or maybe they're women, I don't think that he has women friends. Let me put it like that, because I'm trying to be very nice to him. He says he's going to check up on my videos, and I think it's been 6 months, and I'm trying to be a bit more fair with him. Even though this is an old video, he still thinks like this. I'm going to make an attempt. I don't think D-Roy has women friends of the 21st century. I think he does have women in his life. I think many of them have that puritanical mindset and probably don't like women themselves, but I don't think I know of a woman that's actually naive about why men talk to them. I'm not aware of any woman in my life that's like, you know what? Yeah, that guy probably doesn't want to fuck me at some point. I think D-Roy sees the interaction between two adults, and there is a bit of the, we'll call it courtship, where she's playing coy. Because maybe that's what gets her off. Maybe she's just entertained by it. Maybe she just wants to hear what the dude fucking has to say, and she has no intention on letting him bury his dick in her. There's all types of things. But D-Roy is partial mind reader too, if I have to mention that. He understands what people are thinking even if they don't express it. He will tell you. He will tell you what people are thinking.
I work around men every day, all day, that have this analogy. That they always have to be buttering up women.
This analogy.
They always have to be wherever the women are. They have to be up in their face, bugging them, talking to them. How you doing, ma'am? How are you today? You're looking lovely today. Because why? Women don't do that to us. Women don't come up to men and just want to talk to us. To worry about how our day is going. To worry about, you know what I'm saying? Where in the Bible, being I'm a Christian, does it say that it's wrong for a woman to butter up a man? Okay? Esther went after the king. She was advised to go after the king. Okay? Ruth went after Boaz. She didn't wait for Boaz to just notice her. Boaz noticed her after she wanted to take his kindness to the next level. Okay? And his kindness was very modest, might I add. It wasn't one thing on his mind, and that is getting laid. And a man will butter up woman. You know why there's so many breakups between...
Ooh, yeah. So we're taking off. We're taking. My mother's texting me, so if you see me looking down, text my mother. So women know this. Women understand exactly why guys come and butter them up. They're not actually naive like that. Yeah, baptized first. I was molested as a child, and as an adult, never wanted to touch a naked penis that wasn't mine. Yeah, but if you ask D-Roy, there was some type of intervention that happened where people stopped you from it, or some other bullshit. D-Roy's like, no, we're gonna get to that. Saying we're gonna get to that. He understands why women don't talk to him. Oh, trust me. We're gonna get to that.
Between men and women today, because women allow men to come up to them and yakety 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 until she ends up in bed with them. No marriage.
This is why breakups happen. This is why breakups happen, according to D-Roy Cruz, life application officer. You get up in a woman's face, you start that yakety yak. How you doing, girl? Let me. Girl, you thicker than a bowl of cold oatmeal. How you doing? Let me holler at you. Start all that yakety yak. Ooh, I'm doing all right, Mr. Penis Man. How are you? Won't you take me out for a drink? Maybe some cheddar biscuits. Let's do this thing. And then they start that a little bit later. Then they break up. Because of that yakety 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 yak. That's what happens. That's exactly how it works.
No 2 weeks of dating. No, there's nothing there but the fact that he's charming and he wants to have sex.
And what if she's like, cool, he's charming, I want the sex? What if that's what she wants? I did grow up in, I guess, a time period where the 2 weeks of dating before sex, I heard people talking about that, and I always wondered, like, what was the mindset, or I guess what was the mentality of people who think that actually worked? Explain to me the process that waiting 2 weeks is supposed to somehow preserve something or other. I never understood that. And the way that, I think I had some female friends, and they explained this to me, that if he's willing to wait 2 weeks, then he's a better bet than the guy who can't wait 2 weeks. So you can sort of eliminate the guys who are willing to wait the 2 weeks. And I'm just like, what if he waits the 2 weeks, fucks you, and then leaves you anyway? Because that's what I would do. For making me wait 2 weeks for something that we're two adults. Like, I get. And so it was sort of it put across to me as a filtering process. And I asked people, like, what sort of was the hit versus miss ratio on this technique, right? I never actually understood that. It was just sort of something that that I guess was a holdover from the 60s, maybe. I don't know.
I mean, what the hell is going on?
D-Roy would never to get in a woman's face to butter her up. Not without a step ladder. 5'3" of pure masculinity and testosterone.
Goddamn, Wilson, you on a roll. Are you practicing, Wilson? Are you practicing for this afternoon? I think that's what that is. I think you're practicing. By the way, after this goes off, I'm gonna be playing some Phasmophobia. So Stupid Warrior to G. If you want to play another folk, we're gonna play some ghosts.
And you're hoping, as a woman, there's something in it for you. Okay?
She wants something. Yeah, she wants that fucking dick. Come on now. You really can't think that women are this dumb. Like, D-Roy. I know this is an old video. You can't think. There's a piece of you. I know you look confused right there. But if a woman is sitting here accepting the yakety yakety yak, do you not think at some point that she knows he's yakety yakking because he's trying to tappity tappity, right? He's trying to smackety smackety. Come on now. Come on.
And so he ends up in the bed, but what's the first thing you find out after a man has slept with you? You find out the truth about that man, don't you?
You find out whether he has the stroke game that he claimed that he had, or if he has the length or the stamina that he claimed. You find out a lot.
You find out the truth. The truth of a man is not in his mouth. The truth of a man is in his endurance and his perseverance. How does he behave under pressure? I got a guy I work with who all he talks about is his involvement with women. All he talks about, his whole reason for working out is about women. His whole reason for playing football is about women. But
okay,
I've seen him get mad at a woman and get ready
So he's shallow. Oh, I stopped it too soon.
to hit a woman over nothing. I've also seen him, with me, okay, lose his temper and punch his fist over just about nothing because someone said, you can't do this or you can't do that. But this is a man that brags about all the women he gets. And I've seen women, how they act around him. The guy's eye candy. He walks into women just...
Okay, so D-Roy, I can tell you, I've worked with guys like that before. Guys like that in the military. Those guys are insecure. What's going on, Ella? Guys like that are insecure. That's why they have to talk about that all the time, because they need positive affirmation from their male compatriots, colleagues, and shit. That's why they do that. They're in there working out so they can get women. Yes, because I'm absolutely guilty of part of this my damn self. I love female attention. Absolutely, I didn't get that growing up at all, so I love that. But if it's to a point where you're incredibly insecure, you have self-image issues, then you are in constant need. It's an insatiable need. And it sounds like that's what this dude is. And he might be on roids. I mean, if he's doing all that, he may be on the roids. He may be experiencing roid rage. But D-Roy, I can see why, he'd be mad over nothing with you. You have a way of speaking to people that would get your ass kicked. And I think you've experienced that. And I have to be, it takes a lot to really get me angry, but I could see me getting annoyed, or at least a little perturbed with the way that you try to communicate with folks. Because I'd have to restrain myself from just fucking punting you. So, but that's not an excuse. That's not this. I think this guy's insecure. I think that there is some truth in what you're saying, but I don't think it has to do with what you think it has to do with.
He's coming. He's coming this way. He's coming. Look. Here he comes. And sometimes I feel like women reap what they sow. When they get played. I'm the kind of guy, I'm not a ladies' man. By personality and by looks, by height, by color, skin, you name it. I'm not a ladies' man.
Obviously.
I'm just not. And I know a lot of my friends like to see if they can, they like to use me for comedy and put me in a situation with a woman, I mean, I'm just not eye candy. I'm not one of the top 10. I might be one of the top 5 or the top 4 or the top 3. I ain't no top 10, man. I'm not gonna be. You won't see my picture in a magazine on the men that women wish they could be with, okay? You'll see some a-hole in there who's got all this going for him, the looks and the muscles and the height and the money and everything. But, you know what I'm saying? Divorce after divorce after divorce after divorce after divorce. Why? Because of the fact that he is doing something that all women fall for. He sees a beautiful woman, he shows his confidence. I don't have that confidence.
So you see this back and forth of he's acknowledging that this guy has sort of what it takes, or I guess guy trope, as it were, that the guy has the height, he has the build, he has the confidence, yada yada, you can bottle that confidence. And I'm not going to go too much into the bottle confidence thing. That's just too many socially awkward and albino issues with that. But D-Roy on the one hand, is somewhat grounded, that he knows where he is on the totem pole compared to other men. I mean, if you had to look up to the woman and talk to her, sorry, short brother, sorry. That hurts you. That hurts you. I think that's unfair. I absolutely do. Even though I'm over 6 feet tall, I think that's unfair. I noticed a dramatic difference in the way women addressed me the second I started getting to 6 feet. There is a huge difference. And it's just by a few inches. But then again, a few inches is what can make a woman happy. That few inch difference. Just saying, Rev. So, yes, there are women who are that shallow. But again, we're talking about, as someone said in the chat, there's shallow guy. Yes, maybe we should avoid shallow people. Maybe that's what we should do. You need me to charge my camera? Okay. I'm going to charge my camera for a little bit. Wife is naked. All right? Okay, wife is not naked. All right, here we go. I'll put up an image or something. Here we go. Y'all can look at Lobster Benefactor. There we go. I'll put her up there. All right, here we go. So,
maybe if I had that confidence, I'd be too busy doing something I shouldn't be doing instead of doing this video, if you know what I mean. Especially being I spent a lot of time in my life being a pornographer.
Pornographer.
Okay? Pornographer. Okay? But he's doing the one thing that women don't need. But they fall for it every time.
So, I have a question. How do you know what women need, D-Roy? I just, whenever I hear a guy start to speak for women, such as when I watch my own videos, I have to question, are they actually getting this information from their, I guess, limited perspective on women folk, or are they sort of collecting the anecdotes from the women in their lives and then just making an assessment from just collating all that data? Like, how are they actually making these statements? Because I don't think that D-Roy actually understands women. I really don't.
He goes up to them. He makes them think that he can steal them away from all their depression and low self-esteem and Calgon, take me away. Okay?
Okay. Some guys can do that. Some guys actually can do that. And so I actually had a recent, it's funny he mentions this. I never understood what the bad boy trope. We got the insecure guys, we got the shallow guys, but the sort of bad boy trope that's out there, and movies play on it. All of us know guys who are just out there, a-holes as D-Roy calls them. Like, women can see through that. They're not dumb. Even though D-Roy thinks women are dumb, they know. And so I had a female friend tell me that, well, those guys, they know that they're not that great. But if you're feeling depressed and self-conscious, they will help mend that. They will give them the confidence. They will gas them up and make them feel cherished and valuable. So that's why they go for those guys, because that's what they're looking for. That's what they need. Well, sort of. It's more of a, I guess, a catharsis of sorts. But that's the way that it was articulated to me. And so I can understand that. I get it. Right? You could go with this lame dude who does not spit a good game, but he's not gassing you up. He's not fulfilling that need. So it's like, hey, they'll go for the bad guy or the asshole, whatever, and suck him off, and then he'll gas her up. Oh, man, you are the golden throat. Oh, Jesus. Goodness, girl. And so they want to hear that shit. So they give them what they need. Yes, take me away. Yes. But this is the disconnect, D-Roy. This is the disconnect. Now, I sort of figured that there was some need that these guys are feeling. I didn't know what, because I'm not a women's. I'm not them. So now I know specifically what it was. But you can kind of figure that, D-Roy. There's something in these guys that they see. And if you talk to them, you find out.
And I explained this to my cousin, she's a very beautiful girl. And I tell her, if you looked in the mirror, why are you having so much trouble? Okay, look in the mirror. Look in the mirror.
Come on.
The best thing, lady's not having this problem. Okay, she's just not. Okay, but
appreciate it. Come
look
on.
in the mirror and look at your whole from the hair to the toe, and ask yourself that question again. This is why you're having problems with men, because you're a beautiful girl. And there's different kinds of beauty. Just like the girl that I'm looking at right now, that I would love to talk to her. She's not part of the top 10. She's just an average girl, plain Jane. You know what I'm saying? Straight up and down, you know. She ain't got that hourglass shape. She's just a nice girl. And I love her. I just wish I'd love to talk to her, but I'm sure she's not Christian, so I'm going to, like, put up the red flags right there. I'm almost, 98% sure she's not Christian. Okay? But she's very...
That girl dodged a bullet. Excuse me, not girl. That woman dodged a bullet. He got me calling her a girl. It's a grown-ass woman. She dodged a bullet with that. She can go home safe, vagina intact. Because D-Roy gonna come through and destroy it. She ain't gonna be able to walk right for a week once D-Roy get a hold of that. I just want to see you roll your eyes.
Very modest, in a way. She wears modest clothing. She, you know.
That's the first thing. She wears modest clothing. D-Roy, how about this? When you're making an assessment of a chick, is she funny? Here's just sort of the Dragnauct assessment. Okay, cool. First thing, man, she got some nice titties on her. Okay, not bad. Okay, cool. First, because that's the first thing I noticed. First thing. Second, we go. All right. She opened her mouth. Oh, she sounds like an idiot. All right, no, titties aside, nope, bye. No. If you sound dumb, immediate cut. Immediately. I cannot tell you. The second is like if you couldn't see Shani, but you start listening to her speak, and I'm like, okay, what are you talking about? Do you actually know about anything? It's like there's a group of women at the university I go to, and they're in charge of I think it's engineering club or something? I think it's some type of engineering club, right? You could have a conversation with them about engineering. Maybe it's an anime group. Oh shit, she's an anime nerd. Fuck yeah. There's something to talk about. She loves Inuyasha. She loves fucking Rurouni Kenshin. Cool. Man. But D-Roy, first thing she goes, okay, cool, physical. That's the first thing I go for. She dressed modestly. If she's at work, well, that's sort of what she kind of has to do, right? So how is that? I guess, sure, there are some women who try to look sexy for work, but that didn't really tell you a lot about her.
She pretty much keeps to herself and her family. I'd love to take her out on a date. I'd love to take her out to eat, you know, something. I'm just not a ladies' man, you know what I mean? Other guys have come up. Other guys have made her smile. When I talk to her, she's like, huh? You know, she's Asian, so
I knew it! I fucking knew it! I did not see this part. I fucking knew. And you knew it too. You knew it too. Ooh, yeah. You knew it. Someone else in the chat said she's Asian. She's Asian. I knew it. Boy, this boy has a good... I can't... Look, I'm not laughing. I'm not laughing because he has an Asian fetish, because I do too. But still, it's always an Asian... It's always an Asian chick. Anytime he talks, she's either half Asian or full Asian. It's always an Asian chick. It is hilarious. Like, he likes white women too, right? Don't get me wrong. There's a few that he, sort of mentioned, but man, he's dedicating an entire video on Asian chicks. his video is because he and I are both fans of the Black in Japan series or channel, whatever, YouTube channel, and he went on a whole tangent about wanting to immigrate to Japan to find him an Asian wife. Oh God, ass is more important than titties. Okay, all right, I'll make a straw poll in a minute. Who likes ass better than titties or whatever? I'll make it in just a minute. But that's funny.
When I try to talk to her, go, ooh, you know, like she don't speak English that well. She speak English that well for a guy to get her talking.
Yeah. So yeah, exactly. That means that D-Roy, that means she probably don't want to talk to your ass. That's what she act crazy because she don't want your little stupid looking ass up in her face. She probably sees how you interact with people and she wants no part of that. She probably enjoys being around those other guys because they, look cute. Okay, cool. She's nice. Hey, and she probably, I if I had to guess, I'd probably say she's Vietnamese, given his area. So, hey, Miss Nguyen, how you doing? Oh, you know, she probably flirts with him a little bit, makes her feel good. Dior comes around. How you doing, Miss Nguyen? It's I can imagine.
I just don't have that gift. I know if I stick some of my friends on her, they'll have her talking all day. Okay? They know how to break the ice. They know how to get any girl talking. And when she can talk, she becomes more attracted because you were able to get her to talk and vent on you. And you're going to sit there and listen. You're going to pretend that you care, when all you care about is what you can get out of her. But because she's a woman, like catching a deer, when you're going to kill it and eat it, like catching a deer, you got to be patient because she's a woman. Just like a doe in the field. It's going to take you some hours to get that doe.
You got to pretend like you care. So, D-Roy, that says a lot about you. That's not an assessment of other guys. Because if no, don't look at me like that. Now I'm not gonna sit here and pretend like I listen to my wife all. I don't, because she just likes to talk. But there's a certain point where if you're just trying to figure out who she is as a person, you are paying very close attention. There is actually it's a span of time at the very beginning, at least, where you want to figure out, okay, what can I say that she's liking? So I have to get a response. I'm talking about working out. Is she into that? Okay, I'm trying to talk about seeing a movie. Is she gonna respond to that? So you are paying attention, but it is toward a goal. Guys are goal oriented, according to my old therapist, and I think that's true. You are goal oriented, absolutely. And so if part of that goal is to bury your dick in her, yeah. But if you didn't hype this chick up like she's Lil Ray Black or what was the other Asian porn star name? God damn it. Asian porn star, whatever. So if she's not like that, then they're probably just talking to her because she's probably cool to talk to. But don't presume that every guy that talks to this chick is actually just trying to fuck her. Some guys just like, and that's part of my personality. Like, I will just go and I will talk to female coworkers, and I am like my wife says, what's the phrase that you use? What's the phrase, dear? Fuck boy. No, it's not that. It's not that. Why do you say flirtatious? Okay. So I'm a natural. Evidently, me and my cousin are natural. We just naturally flirt with women. It's just it's second nature. We don't. Me and him had a conversation about this.
You and your daddy.
Me and my daddy. Well,
because I met him.
Okay.
Is it the charm? I was like, that's where you got it from.
That's just how it is.
Because he was kind of flirting with me at one point.
It's natural. It just comes natural.
He likes his chocolate.
Yes, he does. Yes, he. The man has over 10 kids. Yes, he does. Anyway, but it just occurs naturally. Like if I'm talking to a female coworker, it just so happens I didn't even know, right? But some women like that. Some women actually like that, and it has nothing to do with me trying to fuck. It's just something that's how communication works. So if y'all wondering the results. Actually, I'm gonna make a separate window. Hold on, let me make a separate window for this. Let this shit play.
Just one doe. It's gonna take you. And most people to go hunting, if they get one doe, it ain't like fishing. You get one doe. You've been out there for 16 hours. You get one doe. That's enough. You hit the nail. You can go home and tell your wife and your kids and all your hunting friends that, wow, look what I did. It took you 16 hours to get it. Men are that way with women. They will go to job. They will go to work and lose their job. Okay. They will go to work and lose their job for talking to a woman and bothering her while she's doing her job because, why? They have a mission. They, as a man, there's something about being a man that tells me I have to be up in pretty girls' faces all the time. Because a man that doesn't constantly, if a man is not hunting down women, if a man is not a predator, he's a loser. And that is the idea, that is the locker room talk that I hear in the locker room as a man, that if I'm not hunting down the women, if I'm not a predator, then I'm a loser. You're either a predator or a loser.
Yes, there are some guys who think that. Absolutely. I've been around them. And I'd say there's a time and place. That's my response to that. It's like if you have to work, man, you have to work. You have to job. You know, you can't be on the prowl for pussy when you're trying to make sales or whatever it is. It's just, if it happens, it happens, but you time and place. So I think it's a professionalism issue, right? Because if you want that job and you want to succeed, then you need to prioritize and know what to do and when.
Okay? The most moral thing you could do is not go after another man's wife that you see every day.
Or be chatting up somebody's wife while the dude's at work, Rev. That's also moral too, by the way, Mr. Christian man. Just in case you forgot and didn't think that I knew that you were watching me. Hi, how are you doing? That's wrong, Rev. If nobody told you that, I know you didn't grow up with a dad, but as your replacement internet father, chatting up somebody's wife while the guy is at work is wrong. And I mean actual work, not using mommy's money to play on the internet. That's not what I'm talking about. Actual physical go-to job and clock in and clock out, right? So in between the time that the dude's clocking in and clocking out, and you're on the phone for hours and hours and hours, oh, you know, I'll pay your bills, oh, love you, that's bad. You should not do that, Rev, because the second somebody starts doing that to your woman, for whatever reason, you'd be mad. Maybe that's why you came home thinking that somebody's talking to her. Maybe it was a guilty conscience. Just saying. I listened to the footage and I watched you sit on them fucking stairs and talk to the police cop about you thinking you hearing somebody fucking your girl while you out. I wonder why you think that would happen. Maybe it's because you would chat her up when her other man was away. Just saying. And I'm going to bring this up on the salt mine too.
You know, you see her husband every day. You don't want to go after his wife because her husband knows you, okay? That's the most moral thing that men have. But if a woman don't talk about her husband enough, men will hit on her as if she does not have one. She got a big old diamond on her finger. That's the only respect for her husband she got is that diamond. But she don't talk about him. Now, I know a lot of men talk about their wives. When they're faithful to their wives, they talk about their wives a lot.
No, that's not necessarily true. I don't talk, like a lot of people that I would work with and go to school with, they have no idea that I'm married. They have no idea that I have kids. Because I just don't talk about that shit unless it comes up. My mother had been in human resources for my entire life. So there are certain things that I will do and I won't do at interviews and at the workplace that's based off of stuff that I've literally grown up with my entire life. One of those things is talk about family. And that's just something I've always carried with me. And my wife was like, you never mentioned it. Like that's part of the reason, because they don't need to know about it, right? And if there's a chick and she's interested, I'm like, yeah, let me see what my wife thinks about it. And then that's sort of, and then we'll go from there. Because if she's game for that, then we'll have some fun. But outside of that, it's like I'm not going to bring that stuff up. I don't need to be showing people pictures of my kids every 2 minutes, because I had coworkers that do that all the time, which is fine, right? If that's what you want to do, but that's not me. I don't think that's, because you have no idea who the fuck you're working with. You have no idea who you're actually working with. You don't. I'll give you an example. My previous coworker in Maryland. Let's see, do you dance? $1,000 pants. Oh, speaking of which, stupid horror energy, I still need to get the thing that you sent me turned into a super chat. It's going to be a high dollar one, don't worry. But I work with a chick in Maryland at a particular Lowe's, and you can look this dude up. He was convicted for many years of trafficking child porn of his own 2 daughters. The people that she worked with knew her husband. I mean, at functions, at the job, you come up there, shaking everybody's hand, kikiing. That dude is in prison right now because of that. Physical jail. And I didn't even know about this because she would allude to a court case with her husband or previous ex-husband, and I thought it had something to do with a custody battle. But the way that she talked about it seemed odd to me, because there was none of the mention of divorce or and then the way that the other women would sort of be hush hush about it. And she finally told me once she got to know me that her husband would tell the girl to go shower up before bed, and then he'd put cameras and shit in the shower, like on the counter, near the sink, and be live streaming his daughters for pedophiles on the internet. So you have no idea who the fuck you're working with. But that's just been my experience. So if people want to go and show their kids and get, people information on their family, that's on them. That is on them. But just be aware, you don't know them people. You have no idea.
Well, my wife, my fiance, constantly. A lot of these women that are receiving all this attention from men, I don't see that. You don't get to hear about their husband until you ask them about their husband. Okay? Us men, we know to ask a man about his wife, because the minute he starts talking about another woman, first thing out of our mouth is, how's your wife? You got any pictures? Let me see some pictures, because I'm trying to figure out how ugly is your wife that you need to be talking to all these other women.
Yeah, see, that's not what you do. That is not what you do. That is exactly not what the fuck you do. I may or may not have had a coworker who, him and his wife were into some shit, right? They were doing some things. So I may have made a comment and say, oh, okay, cool. So what's going on with you and the old lady, man? And so then he just gave me a look, and I was like, I got you. All right. But I don't need to see pictures of his wife to figure out how ugly she is. It's just there was a particular kink that they shared, and it just worked out. That's the way it was. Now, there's more to that story that I'm letting on, but still, I don't need to see pictures of somebody's wife for them to tell me, yeah, we got I got a few side pieces, All right. Hey.
And I know a lot of men that are my age and up. I'm not all that young. I expect to be married. If I ever get married again, I'm pretty sure my wife will have lots of wrinkles. At least as many wrinkles as I got, if not more. Okay? But many men that are my age and up think it's okay to talk to young girls and to butter them up and show the young boys how it's done. Show the young boys, whether that's midlife crisis or whatever that is. I've never had it yet. I don't have it. Maybe I'll get it in another 10 years or less. I don't know. I don't have it. But I know a lot of my friends do have it. They just can't leave women alone. They've lost their jobs. Thank God it was their second job. They lost jobs over women because they don't know how to shut their mouths and go do their job and leave people alone. But women, now let's flip it and get to the point of the video. But women don't have to go after men and talk to men. My problem with women talking to me, and there's plenty of women to do that, my problem with women talking to me is that they're always overconfident women, for one. They're women that have, they're women that are bad. They're bad women. They're bad girls. They're women that have some devious ways about themselves. And they find it very easy to just walk up to a guy and say, hey, you're handsome. You look good. I love the way, and tell him 100 things that she likes about him.
So the chick is doing the same thing that you just chastised guys for doing. They're coming up to you and yakety, 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 yak. Now, I know some of y'all may find this surprising, but supposedly D-Roy has had a few women just approach him because I guess they thought they saw him walking with a limp. Was like, maybe he's walking with a limp for a reason. I'm going to find out. But I just saw somebody in my chat. Now, I'm not gonna call this person out. I'm just gonna warn this person. If Shani sees you in my chat, maybe some issues. Anyway, so there have been a few stories that D-Roy has told where women have come up to him in different scenarios. He was trying to get his computer fixed, and a lady that he knew, her son was real big into computers, and she came out trying to seduce him. And evidently the son was right there and said, Mom, you being a hoe again, quit. So supposedly this is a regular thing. It's a regular. It happens often enough that it's become a pattern. And I don't know why he's looking behind him. We got a ghost in his house. But supposedly this happens. Now, can it happen to a guy like D-Roy? Yeah. We've actually watched live where a woman has approached G-Man. It was clear to everybody but G-Man that this chick was looking for some dick. And she wasn't bad looking. Like, she saw him ranting in the park, and I'm like, now, maybe it was a rough day, And she's just like, you know what? I need me some of that skinny pipe. Like, let me find something to get me through this day. Maybe. I don't know what was going on in this lady's mind. I can only guess. But she was trying to chat up G-Man. Rather than him trying to give her his digits, this motherfucker gives her his YouTube channel. It's like, no, you, and we're in the live chat going, no, you dumb, no, G-Man, you fucking idiot. She's trying to fuck you. She's making it painfully obvious she wants to fuck you without actually saying it. She's trying her best to be modest. She's like, oh, okay, yeah, so what you doing? Like, she wants you to put your penis inside of her. That's what she's trying to communicate, you dumb bitch. And it just, never saw that woman again. So, yeah, that was an interesting experience. So some of these tards on the internet have opportunities. So I can't really discount what happens. So I just sort of believe D-Roy when he says this. And yeah, I think that there's some women just like, fuck it, I need something. It doesn't matter. It can be the size of Revelation News dick. It's something in there. It'll get the job done for now.
Okay, I know plenty of women, and I've met these women that have done it, and they don't only do it to me, but they do it to other men too. But women do it to less men than men do it to women. But it's good if both men and women know how to give of themselves to strangers, whether it be a person of the opposite sex, somebody's grandmama, or somebody's kid, or the blind man or woman trying to get across the street. Give of yourselves to other people. That's called ministry in the church. That's called ministry. Giving of yourselves to other people that actually need it. Everything is not supposed to be in this country about your libido, male or female. It ain't supposed to be about your libido. It's supposed to be about your ministry, your love for the nature of God and the nature of the world that God has created. Because it needs to be circulated, it needs to be regulated. Okay? It really does.
You ignore this? Can you tell me how do you fucking ignore this?
Look at G Slave's new video for Tyrone. Oh, I heard that he had uploaded something. I have to check it out later.
Another prime example, I don't know where this fits, but are women honest even among other women? It's wrong for black women to, and I'm just throwing this in there because this was part of the reason why I did this video.
Listen, black women, this is just for black women in the chat. If y'all watching, pay attention. Pay very close attention, black women. D-Word got something for you. This is specifically for you sisters out there.
I'm throwing that in there before I forget. It'll tie up with something later. I might have to do a part 2. But black women, it's wrong for black women to be honest about the beauty of white women. I've never seen a black woman say that a white woman was pretty, or that she liked the way she looked in a dress, or she liked her shoes, or she liked her purse, or whatever. Unless they were close friends and they started copying off each other, okay, or something of that nature. But to give of themselves and help other women, out of due respect and due process, let other women know. Now, people do it to black women, and black women suck it all up. Okay? You get a white person or a person of another race, especially a white person. There's something about white people. This is another video. There's something about white people and black people that just won't go away, especially on the black side, if you know what I mean. It's just something that won't go away. But I've seen a white person say something good to a black woman. It's not like, oh wow, oh thank you so much. It's like, noted, yeah, well thank you for being honest, thank you for saying that. It's just very arrogant. It's not really accepted. The woman didn't have to be honest and say, did she found anything attractive about you, or did she admired anything beautiful about you? Okay.
All right, so we're gonna end it there. This is painful enough. If you've not watched the D-Roy video before, this is sort of your standard D-Roy video. There's a lot of ignorance. There's a lot of, just really his perspective on the world, given. I guess the wife took off already. Oh no, she's still here. A lot of D-Roy's perspective on the world, specifically different demographics of people. White women, black women, his favorite Asian women, males, females, gays, straights, everything. He has a lot of opinions, but a lot of them are wrong. Excuse me. A lot of them are wrong. So we will pick this up later. Probably tomorrow. I don't know. We'll see. He is, yeah, he is somewhat of a race realist, actually. Yes, he is. So, on that note, we got Salt Mine later tonight. Where's our straw poll? Where are we at? So, yes, titties is at 53%, ass is at 47%. Titties win. So here we go. Hope everyone voted for the correct thing. Let me see. Time is the geek room. So the way that it's going to work tonight is that we're going to be split up into different parts. I should say 2 different parts mainly. The sort of Q&A part with Chris, where if you want to tie up any loose ends, you want some clarification on something, that's your time to get in contact with the Geek Room. They got a Discord, all kind of fun stuff that you can put that in and get that in, and so it can be addressed tonight. But after that, we're just going to do Salt Mine as normal. And I guess, okay, Frank hasn't uploaded the watch link yet. So when the watch link is live, I'll post it on my tab, community tab thing, majigger, whatever. Yeah, he is an angry little man. He is an angry little man. So I'm about to get ready to hop on some Phasmophobia and hunt some ghosts. 53% of people didn't vote for the correct thing. No, we voted for the right thing. Go hunt some ghosts. I'm gonna get some water and have some fun. Maybe look at some titties. On that note, I will play y'all out. Let's play D-Roy. If y'all missed it at the beginning, play some D-Roy.
D-Roy Cruz here, your life applications officer.
Number one, anyone that's been watching my channel knows that I'm not black conscious. Neither do I, baby, spoil, or agree with black people.
I'm so hoarse. Just wanna thank you, Lord, that I can breathe today. Oh, I can breathe.
D-Roy Cruz.
I love me some white people.
D-Roy Cruz.
I love me some white people.
That's another dumb thing that black people jump. That's another dumb thing that black people jump. D-Roy Cruz.
I love me some white people.
D-Roy Cruz. Black.
Next to every good black person is a thug.
Just wanna thank you, Lord, that I can breathe today. Yes, I can hear because of all you've Now that's just a piece of the song.
Look here, you stepped into Dragnauct territory. I'm the mob, nigga. I'm the mob, nigga. I love me some white people.
I'm superior than a lot of blacks because I follow the right culture.
I'm the mob, nigga. I love me some white people.
You know, I've seen these atheists act like a bunch of fags.
I'm the mob, nigga. I love me some white people.
A woman flashing her beauty. That's like walking in a room with dog treats. Like, why are you bringing those in here? Are you trying to tease me with treats, or what are you doing?
And even clean.
I think women are naive.
I love Jesse Lee Peterson. I think he's got a great mind.
All you've done
Need watch mouth. Need watch goddamn mouth.
to me.
And I'm thinking, brothers, sisters, somebody know this lady. Come get your dog. Like, call off your dog, man. Get her out of here. You know.
D-Roy Cruz, your life applications officer, signing off. Give me something and I'll write a video about it.
God bless you.